Hello everybody, I am AJ and welcome to this video. I'm sorry if medyo aboroto di mio surroundings, but anyway, I hope you can hear me. Clap once if you hear me. Joke. So have you ever promised or have you ever made a promise that you have failed to keep? How did it make you feel? Diba, it makes us feel awful, it makes us feel bad, it makes us feel guilty. On the other hand, that person whom we made a promise, it makes them feel disappointed about us. Sometimes friendships get broken and relationships get tainted. But did you know that there is someone whom maskin pakilaya pa to them and disappoint ko nele, even though how many promises patuman break ko nele, he will still remain faithful to you and his love will never fail. Yes, and we are going to talk about him today because similarly I have made a huge covenant, a huge promise to someone, and for years I have ran away from that promise. So anyway, let's talk about that covenant that I have made a few years ago, several years ago, 7 or 6 to 7 years ago. So a few years ago, I made a huge covenant in an hospital bed. Yes, in a hospital bed because as most of you know, I am a cancer survivor. I have been diagnosed with AML or acute myelocytic leukemia, AML 3. So it's a blood cancer and I was like 14 years old back then, and really my situation or my case that time, I was in my worst possible condition. I even breathing el pinaka-simple way, a simple task di aton kinamundo, el breathing, ta-torment tayo ase. So, di ba, it's really, even in the heads of the people na dila mind, then wait lang sila, bad news or good news, because really, I was in my worst case. But that didn't, naikakumigo ase, doubt for the power of God. I continued clinging to His promises because the Lord says, I am healed. The Lord says, He has paid it all on the cross of Calvary. By His wounds, I am healed. And every day, I continued to cling upon that promise. And on that day, I made a promise also to the Lord na, Lord, if you will make me well, and I know you will, I will stand up from this hospital bed and tell the people about your power, your grace, and your healing mercy. So I was really on fire that time na, sige, I was really waiting for that day to happen that I can stand out from that hospital bed. And tada, it happened. So after a few days, I was really on fire. After a few days, maskin di pa tormenta pa resulya, there was this program and I was invited to testify about God's healing. And yes, maski the tormenta resulya girl, tahipa-hipa pa in the stage, I testified about God's grace, about God's power. Fast forward, 2 months after I got enrolled in my open high school program in my school, Manika National High School, and really, I was still fragile that time, but that didn't stop me because I said, I want to go to school because I want to inspire other people. Char! So then, on that same year, I took an exam, ALS A&E exam, and the next year, I passed with flying colors. Amazing. God's grace is really amazing. And the next time, after that, Kirituman College. So therefore, I took an entrance exam in Western Mindanao State University. So, really, yan putok yun kasi anong laban ko, di ba? Third year lang yun, yan stop pa yun. Like, I thought na di mo knowledge isn't sufficient. semester. I want good grades. I want a good score. But, tada! Amazing! God, el score de Mio is way beyond the Mio capability. God has given me an extremely amazing score. He's really the God of wisdom. So, fast forward again. When I enrolled in college, diba? Western Mindanao State University, College of Teacher Education. I got swayed by academia schedule the hectic that I have forgotten the very reason why I was able to get into that college. I started to become very busy with my academics, with my extracurricular, mga projects, requirements, reports, and lesson plans, and everything, that I had no time to tell my classmates, to tell the people about God. That El Demio Covenant, hinay-hinaya, yan fade na dimi pensamento. So, like, forgotten. But God still continue to remain faithful to my life. Even though pakimodo yo yan bira, pakimodo yo deha kunele, but He still remained faithful to my life. He's very faithful. But every time I go to sleep, I think of that promise that I made, and guilt creeps in na di my heart. Like, how can I be so, what do you call this, insensitive? How can I be so passive about my promise to the Lord? Na in spite the todo laya sa pumigo, the faithfulness, but that simple promise to tell the people about His power, about what He did in my life, I cannot do it. Why? Because I had so many excuses. Kasyo busy yo, kasyo nusabi yo, pastor busy bagat yo, manadagit yung requirements, manadagit este. I forgot about my promise. So, ECQ made me realize about that promise once again. There are many ways on how I can tell the people about God's love, and social media is one of it. So, that's the reason why I decided to make this video. I found this video yesterday about Pastor Ratel. She told me that God is willing to accept us no matter how far we've run. We feel guilty na tatsa niya kita huya bira kunele. We feel guilty to the point na nasabi kita, if kaya pa ba si Lord kumigo man forgive? I have been so unfaithful, but He's still faithful to me. I felt ashamed of going back to the Lord. But that video of Pastor Ratel made me think twice. God is willing to accept that. Gives you arms wide open from the east to the west. He is more than willing to accept you. No matter how many times we've disappointed Him, no matter pakimodo kita and fall short of with our promises kunele, He is more than willing to accept you back in His arms again. Nothing can separate us from His love. We may have fallen short as a Christian. We may have failed to do our promises, but God will forever remain faithful to us. So let me read to you this verse in Deuteronomy 7:9. He says, "Know therefore that God is God, the faithful God who keeps covenant and steadfast love with those who love Him and keeps His commandments to 1,000 generations." So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have learned something from this video. It's never too late to come back to God. God will always remain faithful to you no matter how much we disappoint Him. So today, I am coming back to the arms of my Father to fulfill the promise I have once told Him. Thank you so much for viewing. I hope you like it. And let's invade social media to glorify God. Thank you!